Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to check out this video from We're Just Two Sisters. I'm Claudia, and I'm going to show you today this absolutely gorgeous, what I call Posies and Prose. It is a Victorian junk journal that is just absolutely packed full of wonderful ephemera. It's all handmade. And I'm just excited to take you on a walkthrough. So this is actually made out of a brown bag, if you can believe that. It's a much larger brown bag than I would normally use. It is actually, measure this for you. It is actually 8 inches by 5.5 inches. And as you can see from the edge here, it's just very full of really beautiful posies and prose. And I have found some wonderful sayings, some beautiful vintage Victorian floral designs. I've used on the cover here some really beautiful vellum, and the vellum is sewn on to a hard cardstock here that is then attached to the cover on the front. It has a side pocket that's kind of leather looking. It is also sewn on, and in the front pocket there's this lovely little letter. It's actually a letter of reference. It has a little stamp here with this lovely little paper clip, but this is actually a vintage letter of reference dated 1912. I hereby certify that I have known Miss Julie Jones for several years, during which I had frequent opportunities for forming a correct opinion of her character and qualifications. And it goes on, but it's just a really cute letter of recommendation. And I've included this cool little stamp. And again, this is a little paper clip in the shape of a heart, and that just tucks down into that front pocket. The buttons here are sewn on. The ribbon that keeps it closed is attached. It has this beautiful vintage lace that goes around the spine. It also has this really beautiful floral applique. The back of this journal is similar in that it has the vellum that is sewn onto the cardstock, attached to the back cover with the sewn on button. And in the back pocket, there is this lovely little envelope. When you open the envelope, it has a little folder here. The folder has vintage floral designs with this really cool piece of muslin. When you open this up, there's a little tablet. The tablet flips sideways as so. Lots of little papers there. A little pocket with a gorgeous little photograph of these two little girls. This says mustaches and whiskers. And this little folio fits perfectly down into this little envelope. And these things that I include in my journals, they can be moved around, they can be removed, they can be replaced. And I've left, as usual, lots and tons of space for you to actually create your own artistic flair in these journals. So let's go inside and check it out. As I said, the ribbon here is attached. It is glued underneath both pieces, so it is very sturdy. It's not going to tear. It's not going to come off. And when you open her up, the very first cover page here is just absolutely gorgeous. It's this card that I was going to attach, but then I changed my mind. If someone wanted to attach it, they could do so. But it's an old vintage "This book belongs to," and there's a place here to record your name. In addition to that, on this inside cover, there's this beautiful large tag that's blank on the back. Lots of journaling space in this journal. Has this beautiful rose with the French design, the And then this is, the inside cover is finished in this butterfly paper. It also has a button on the inside. Again, as you can see, button here is sewn on, so it's not going to come loose. It's not going to come unglued. So, and as I said, if you wanted to actually attach this, there's plenty of room here for you to put your "This Book Belongs To." You can just glue that down. It would be beautiful. But I wanted to give the owner of this journal the option or the choice to do that or not. This page is really pretty. It's got this really beautiful vintage look graphic here, with lace on the side, old vintage lace. And as you can see too, there is a lot of lace in this journal that is sewn onto the edges of a variety of different pages. It just kind of gives it that really cool edging flair on the side of the pages. This pocket actually has this beautiful card with the butterfly and the hydrangeas. Again, I purposefully left a lot of journaling space and did not complete or finish the backs of a lot of the cards and tags, because I wanted people to be able to write their own stories, poetry, thoughts, wishes, desires, notes to younger self, notes to future generation, in this journal and on the back of the journaling cards. So as you can see, there's a variety of different papers. There's craft paper, there's stationery. There are also a lot of tea-dyed and coffee-dyed papers that I've done myself, old sheet music, old magazine pages. Here's a really cool piece of old sheet music. And on this side, I've taken advantage of the Violin Maker song, and I've added this beautiful lady playing her violin, and here's just a little ticket in that pocket. Here's an example of my echo dyed paper that I did last summer. I'm actually getting ready to do some more because I'm pretty much out of it. There's really pretty sketch paper that makes great writing surfaces. This is called a slit pocket. In this slit pocket, you'll find several different cards and tags. This one says, "The day you plant the seed is not the day that you earn the fruit." Just stamped on overlaid stamps. And then on the back of this one, there's a really pretty paper. This slides down into here. There's tickets. There's cards. As you can see here, there's little cards. This one is a ballerina card, an old advertisement, little floral tickets, train tickets, and this is just a little piece of ephemera with some writing on it. Again, place where you could write your own little story on the back of that. And then this is a button that I made out of cardboard and lace. It also has some embellishments here, some really pretty ribbing. The theme of this journal, as I said, is Posies and Prose and Posies. And the prose in this book is a lot of little sayings that are inspirational and just kind of make us feel good. Lots of journaling space, lots of places to write. Here's a side pocket with some vintage sheet music, some really cool vintage lace on the corner there. This opens up either way. It's a tablet on this side, and it is also a tablet on this side. There's really beautiful pages here. If you choose to open it this way, there's a lot of white space on that side. This slides down into that pocket. And then this card is just a really cool kind of Victorian looking clock with some black lace and ribbon, totally blank on the back side for journaling. Here's an old magazine page from a literary digest. This page has a pocket with some very cool embossed coffee dyed paper and some additional embellishments here. The pocket holds this card To entertain a guest is to be answerable for his happiness so long as he is beneath your roof. And has a little sewn-on piece of fabric lace here. And in addition, there's this little piece that says Splendid with the butterfly. And when you open this one up, it has the bee and a little pocket here that has this cool little folder. You can slip something in that as well. This slides right down into this pocket. And this goes right down into here. This I'd like to put up a little higher so you can see the two different butterfly wings. So there's lots of floral, lots of pollinators, lots of, very Victorian looking floral designs. This is another slit pocket, Ward's Perfect Fitting Shirts. In this slit pocket, we have a card, another card, a tag that says Forever. We have this pretty little card. And again, these things can all be moved around. They can be placed wherever your heart desires them to be placed. These slide right into all these little slits. Pull that one up a little bit. This is a side pocket that is a really beautiful piece of cardstock that I've embossed with dandelions. Hopefully you can see that. But the embossing is just so pretty. I love embossing dark pieces of paper. In this side pocket that actually is glued to this vintage time card is this little folio. And it opens, has a little ribbon here that makes it easy to pull out of its little spot there. And when you open this one up, it has a side pocket here, and it has a tablet here. And then the back is the extension of this piece of vellum that has this very cool design on it. Lots of beautiful paper with floral and butterfly patterns. This is an old magazine page that I just really loved the design. In fact, I loved it so much that I didn't want to put anything on it and cover it up. A coffee-dyed old vintage Victorian magazine. Again, this is my own coffee dyeing using stencils and lace. Here's some old recipes. You'll also find scattered throughout this journal several recipes. They're very Victorian, very old school recipes. And here's an example of a recipe. And on this side of this page, there's this beautiful embellishment here. I've encased some string into this pretty piece of lace. This little window actually opens up and you can see the lovely lady inside. And you just kind of smash it down and that way it closes nicely. Another beautiful page that can be written on. You can write here. You can add your own embellishments. Lots of white space for journaling. Here's what I call a side snippet cluster. These are just a lot of really beautiful pieces of cloth and lace and ribbon that I've attached to a piece of cardboard and then glued to the page. Not only is it beautiful to look at, but it's also, as you can see, hangs over the edge and makes this really pretty vintage look that kind of sticks out over the sides. Here's some old advertisements. Here's a pocket that I made using some very old linen and lace sewed around the edges. And in this pocket, there's a couple of things. Again, you'll find some recipes in here. Here is a recipe card for, first on one side, it's my faithful friend, devoted and true, sharing a pot of tea more often than I can remember. On the reverse side, it's maple oatmeal walnut scones with maple syrup glaze, served with ginger peach tea. And these recipes are intact. I mean, you could actually use them if you want. I've made very sure that I did not compromise the content when I tore around them. These just slide down into this pretty pocket. And this one is My Rainy Day Friend, cheery and hopeful. And then on the opposite side is coconut scones. Again, complete recipe, beautiful. And that can be folded either way. You can fold it this way, or you can fold it this way. I really appreciated the butterfly on this one, so I kind of wanted that to be seen. And these just slide down into that pocket, and you can kind of place them so that you can see the butterfly and the scone recipe. Again, lots of journaling space. Here's a side pocket that also contains a little altered paper clip. This comes off. You can see that it's a paper clip on one side. The paper clip is hidden in between. This side has some sheet music, and this can be placed anywhere you'd like. You can actually put it at the top and hold some additional pieces that you wanted to include. I've just added it here. It's not really holding anything on, but I just liked the way it looked there. In this side pocket, there's several little things. There's a postcard. You can open this up. And there is a tag with these vintage lanterns or lights, journaling space on the rear. There's this little folder that's just blank inside that you can make into anything you like or write in it, whatever you prefer. It says a true friend is the gift of God. It'd be very cool to just write a story about a very dear friend that has come into your life or was in your life that you'd like to remember in your journal. And then lastly, just this cute little piece here that just slides into the pocket. More journaling space, pretty art paper. This is the center of the signature, as you can see. The center of the signature is always my favorite page, and I choose wisely because I want the prettiest paper to be in the very center. And I just loved this. It's a bicycle with lots of floral, very Victorian, very vintage. And inside this side pocket, which I've included these California poppies, my favorite flower, there are a couple of things. There's these little tags that are attached with a clip and a cute little tassel. And they are very vintage looking. And this is they're both kind of the theme of a journey or a trip. And on the back are blank. So with some pretty paper. These can slide down in here. And there's also a Victorian posy, little for FL. And then last but not least is this lovely map with some space on the back for journaling. This is a little tablet that is attached to this page. It has a travel ticket on the front with some lovely doily lace. When you open it up, it has this cute little tablet that has all kinds of different papers in it. And it has a little belly band here that holds this wax sealed little paper that inside is just blank for you to create your own story in. And this just slides down into the belly band. And this closes as such. And then turn the page, white space, lots of white space for journaling. Here's a corner pocket made from an old magazine article. It also has a secondary pocket here if you wanted to add a little ticket or any little piece of memorabilia. This has this beautiful tag in it. One side is this gorgeous rose with the dragonfly applique. The other side actually has a pocket. Inside the pocket is this little card, be courageous to all, but intimate with few. And it has this beautiful prose on there that's definitely worth reading and worth remembering. And that little tag goes right into the pocket here, and this slides in there. More space for journaling. This is one of my favorite little pieces. This is made out of a piece of stationery, and my lace-covered buttons that I love to make. It has this pretty little paper flower here, and when you open it up, it has a pocket on the top, a little corner pocket with butterflies, with a couple of little tags, cards, a postcard, and a little Louis Vuitton Gentleman's Travel advertisement. And then it has this tablet again with all lace coffee dyed papers. That just closes as so. Pretty, pretty page of pinks and advertisements, some blues, some whites. I love this pocket here. I had this tiny piece of lace here, and I just didn't know what I was going to do with it. And I hope that the light serves its justice, because it is just so pretty with the embroidered flowers on it and the vintage floral design in the back. I've placed this little card in here. I thought it went really well. It says, "Friendship is a union of spirits, a marriage of hearts, and the bond there of virtue." William Penn. I understand William Penn had great writing, which is where the word penmanship came from. Here's another recipe, pastry shop tropical slices. This page has this beautiful belly band that I laced some ribbon through. And in this belly band, I have included a gorgeous old vintage handkerchief. And on a lot of the Victorian journals, you'll find that I'll add something like a piece of jewelry or something that, belonged to maybe the lady that owned the journal. And so in this one, I've decided to include a handkerchief. It comes out. You can remove it, as you can see. I'll let it hang down a little bit, and then this pretty lace will show at the bottom. Here's a side pocket that has several little doodads in it. It has a bookmark that says, "One sip of this will bathe the drooping spirits in delight beyond the bliss of dreams." Journaling space on the back of the bookmark. In addition, there's some little cards, tickets, and tags. This also has a wax seal that is a little fox, a little pink fox, along with some vintage lace and a little tab on the edge of this page. I'll show you the wax seal just a little bit closer so you can see that. I love making those, and for Christmas my husband bought me a whole set of wax seal stamps. They're just so much fun to use. Moving on. Journaling space, or space to create your own embellishments. And you can see this one stays open pretty well. It's full, and I'm also including a writing pad with this one. A writing pad is a beautiful piece that you just lay down on top of a bumpy page, and that gives you a very smooth and even writing surface. So there will be a writing pad or a writing pad included with this one. So here is a beautiful page that I've added this embellishment here, and then this little envelope, if you can see, it's a little butterfly. If you squeeze its wings together, you can open the envelope, and inside the envelope is a little card. Again, you can place anything you would want in this envelope. Just simply slide that back down, hold the little wings together, and squeeze them out this side, and it closes the envelope. And it has this pretty wooden butterfly button with some very old vintage cloth here. On the other side of this one is yet another pocket. This pocket contains this little folio or a little tablet. I love the shape of this. It has this gorgeous yellow bird on the back, and on the side it has some very vintage cloth. This side, as you can see, has some really pretty little embroidered flowers. And when you open it up, it has a lot of writing space, little tablets of both really pretty paper accompanied by a blank page. This in itself could be made into a little journal where you could use it to practice your journaling skills and create your own little miniature journal. And we're just about to the end here. Here's the other side of that beautiful echo dyed paper. Here's a side pocket. This side pocket has another recipe for tropical tea. And it also has this cute little tag that says, "No road is long with good company." Side pocket here with this really pretty flower design. This has a tag and, excuse me, a couple of little cards. This one's really pretty. And this one says, "My friend peers in on me with merry wise face, and through the sky stay dim, and though the sky stay dim, the very light of day, the very sun's self comes in with him." More prose. This page has a really fun little pocket here with some cloth attached with a little tag. In this is a bookmark, "Happiness seems made to be shared," a little love letter, and then a card with the seasons. And on the very back page and inside back cover, there's another slit pocket. This slit pocket contains quite a few things. Excuse me. It has a receipt. It has an advertisement. Lots of little tiny tickets that are floral in design. Beautiful butterfly with the ribbon and the lace. And in the back, on the back of this one, it actually has a pocket on the back, which is the top of the brown bag. You can see it's sewn all the way around the edges. Had I not told you that this was a brown bag, you probably would never have guessed it. This has this gorgeous receipt that tucks down into this back pocket, and then a residence ticket that also goes into this back pocket, and the button on the back. And this is sewn all the way around the edges and, of course, adhered here so that it creates the pocket. So that is the complete Prose and Posies Victorian style journal. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. If you are interested in purchasing this journal, while it lasts, it'll be in our Etsy shop, and that is www.we'rejusttwosisters.etsy.com. And again, that's www.we'rejusttwosisters with the number 2.etsy.com. And I hope that you've been inspired to create your own masterpiece by watching some of We're Just Two Sisters videos. And come back to our Etsy shop often, because there's always something new to see. There's always new projects that we're posting. And again, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video, and hope that you have an absolutely wonderful day.